Hey, what's up? How you doing? It's another Mix It Up podcast. I'm here as your host, Joel Hawkins, and of course I'm here with my buddy, always.
And I'm here on the left side, H. Jones.
Hey, that's the most body movement he's done in like this whole time, like ever, period.
Did I do it again?
Yeah. No, not the same exact thing.
I'm good.
Change it up a little bit.
I'm good. That was it.
You've rarely done anything like body wise. It's usually like that's about the most you do.
There you go.
There you go. Little shimmy for you. Little shimmy. Hey. Okay, so today, as I said yesterday, 2 days ago, last week, whatever, we're doing a podcast today where we're going to try to attempt to pick our favorite like bass lines, like ones that are iconic that stick in your head. Now, he only found 3. So
the same amount of time you had.
I have the same amount of time you did. I came up with 30.
You thought about it and then you started finding them, and then you're like, hey, by the way,
no,
in a couple hours,
when I sent you a text message is when I started actually thinking about what artists. And you were like, I'm gonna have to think about that. That's not enough time. And I was
that's how I saw when I texted.
Exactly. And so I literally went, well, it's the same amount of time that I have. And I was like, I'm not going to text that. Let's just continue with what I need to. And in fact, I got so in depth in a video game. Technically, the 30 I found literally only took me about 22 minutes.
I got kids. I win.
That's the excuse you're going to use. That's what every freaking parent uses an excuse. Hey, John, you want to tell me?
Y'all out there that have kids, y'all understand. He ain't got kids. He don't understand.
John, you want to tell me why you stole my car? I got kids. John, you want to tell me why you had sex with my wife? I got kids. John, you want to tell me why you hit me in the head with a baseball bat? I got kids. Which actually, all 3 of them kind of make sense.
Yeah. I was like, that one he's taking his anger out. He can't hit the kid with a bat. Got a bat in his hand at the baseball game. Kids playing.
He's just hitting them. And Tommy, when I say do your homework, you do it. My name's John. Shut up, John. I'm sorry. I got kids. Yeah.
Just gave all scenarios and they all make sense.
Tommy, do your homework. Do it. Poor Tommy. Eventually, that's going to be misdirected. No, okay. So the idea is to come up with like top 10 like that. Our favorites of like bass lines, bass line rhythms that like of songs that like just earworm in their heads, like weeks, months, and years after you're still singing it. You know, that sort of thing. Anyways, and I'm wondering if we should actually play the clips of the songs.
I would think that's what you were doing.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Thought you were gonna do that.
Just do the bass line for a little bit. We're not gonna try and get hit with a million different things and blah, 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 blah. We're not trying to do that at all. So yeah, we just want to, show the bass lines and see how I kind of get on my arm. That's lap dance. I guess you could call that a bass line.
But that was the era I ran into.
I guess you could still kind of call it a bass line. It's a very, high intense one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it does stick in your head. Yeah. It doesn't get out. Yeah. It's like, I'm alone. Yeah, it's definitely sticking in your head. So that's one of yours. Okay. So what's the next one?
I remember. Oh, okay. Do It by Tuxedo.
Do It by Tuxedo. Mm-hmm. Do It by Tuxedo on YouTube.
It's probably the dance one.
That one.
I think their video was people dancing to music.
That's very like almost like a mix between digital 80s era and like 70s funk. That's a very unique sound. That's very different.
So we're gonna have to go back and get you that one, huh? Yeah.
Huh?
You haven't heard that one, huh?
Tuxedo?
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard it.
Oh, they got a lot of good stuff.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
The kind of artist that just a few people know about and be like, you know what? That's gonna.
Well, that's like not a few people. That's 18 million views for that video.
But it's in 8 years.
Oh, well, no, that's still a lot. Dude, I've seen people have a 20-year video on YouTube that has like 34 views. So
we brought in, I mean, hey, Spencer Lee band. Their views are still low, and they had.
Is that your one of your three?
We can add that.
So it's one of your four.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely add that. That bass line is so dope. But no, I like Tuxedo Do It. It's very weird because it's literally, it's again one of those bass lines that doesn't actually have a heavy amount of bass, you know, because you could tell the kick's doing a little bit more help on it. But no, that's very funky. It's very funky. Funky.
Yeah, it ain't funky. Funky.
Yeah, I get it. Funky. Now I want to keep saying it like I want to talk like that, like funky. How you doing, honky? Hey, look at that monkey. I can't think of anything that rhymes with that. Is that the wrong song key? No, that doesn't work. It's pretty good, but it doesn't work. No.
Good attempt.
What else rhymes with that? Can't say swanky and swanky. You know, swanky is whatever the hell that is.
Then you could say wonky.
Everything's wonky. Yeah, okay. You can say that. Dude, now I want to know what other things rhyme with monkey, monkey, wonky. Now I don't remember what we said the first time. So what was it?
Wonky.
Wonky. Funky. Monkey. Wonky. Swanky. Tonky. Tonky works. If you're token. Toky? Nope, that doesn't work. Tonky? Lonky? No. Damn. Bonky? No. Donkey? Yeah, I guess. If you want to. Hey, onky. It sounds like some N.E.R.D shit. Yeah, okay. So what's your third?
What was it, Spencer Lee? We did Kissing Tree. Huh?
Okay, so like Spencer Lee band, Kissing Tree, like that bass line comes up like
around
way later in the song.
And it
Which sucks because it's such a good bass line.
And you'd be like, okay, it's cool.
It's such a good bass line. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It should start this way, but it just should start a little bit early. Because once you, like, you don't notice at the beginning. At the beginning, you're kind of bored with the song after about 45 seconds. You're like, okay, yeah, this is cool. Is it just a cappella? Like, that's what you think the whole time? Because there's a little Rhodes keyboard or Wurlitzer in the background, but it's not doing anything. And then a minute, because this is what happened when we did it. You were like, wait, it's coming. Wait, it's coming. It's almost here. I mean, you didn't say a minute and a half into the song it'll show up. But yeah. Because this bass line.
Well, darling, I got some things to say. You've been running in and out and taking over my mind every single.
If you have not heard this song in band, stop tripping. Listen to that shit. Oh, it's such an amazing song. It's one of the best ones I've ever heard them play.
And they did Wolf, I think was the name of it. It was part of 50 Shades of Grey. It was on that soundtrack, which is why it's still amazing. This song is still damn near unknown.
I know. It's such a good 121K views. It so should have more than that.
Over 5 years, and they were in a movie.
It should have way more than that. Because that fucking song is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my entire life.
Ever. Joe's like 45, so he's heard.
Fuck you. Piece of shit. Okay, so, dude, I had so many. There's so many songs.
A couple.
It's just so hard to not. Okay, so Charlie Puth, Attention.
Whatever that one is. I'm helping you
You
out.
didn't actually point to anything. You pointed in between 3 songs. So, because I wrote them all over the place. Okay, so Charlie Puth Attention is definitely one. Because that thing was stuck in my head for like 3 years. And we did that last episode, so I'm not replaying the bass line today. Because it's going to make me want to jam the song more. Muse Hysteria is definitely one. Because that, dude, it was so complicated. Remember Cody, my roommate? Me and Cody tried to learn how to play that bass line. And Cody's a pretty good bass player. The fact that he was like, yeah, he's all over the place with this thing. He was like, this is actually kind of difficult. And I play Primus and stuff. I'm like, because it was never ending. It's a bass line that never stops. You don't rest on anything. It's continuous movement the entire song. So unless you got some very good stamina in your fingers, you're going to get tired very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one run, and then start it over. But it fills the whole song, because if you take that out, the song is empty as shit and pointless.
Nothing. Yeah.
I mean, that bass line is driving force. It's just, it keeps you going, and it just like sucks you in. It's like, I mean, like I can't even do it vocally because there's ghost notes in there too that literally Cody would be like, it doesn't sound right? And I'm like, I don't know what's missing. Okay. He's like, wait, no, hold on. Does he pick up and down with 2 fingers? I was like, maybe. And he goes, oh, that's how he did it. Like, we spent an entire hour and a half trying to figure out, without looking at tabs and stuff like that, like try to figure out how he did it. And when he actually watched him play it, he was like, oh, he plays it way easier than I did. And I was like, yeah, he has a 5-string bass. You have a 3. I don't know how you thought you could do it that way very well. Or a 4-string bass, sorry. It was like a Fender jazz bass is what he was playing. But yeah, that guy had a Warwick 5-string. I was like, yeah, he could play a lot of stuff more. He's got more options. So yeah, Muse Hysteria. Okay, so far, what's the list? First one was your
N.E.R.D. lap dance.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep within 10. That's the whole point of this. We did N.E.R.D.
Spencer Lee was after
Tuxedo.
That. Yeah, Tuxedo and
Spencer Lee. And then Muse Hysteria, Charlie Puth Attention, which we did on the last video. If you didn't watch it, go see it.
So then that's 5.
So that's 5. So now we need 5 more. Now, one song that was stuck in my head for forever. I mean, for forever. I'm talking, it became my ringtone for 2 years because it just made me happy. Like it was just a song that made me happy. Hold on. I don't know why. It just gets stuck in your head. And it's just that little feel-good part makes it all perfect, where it's like, and what was funny is I had a friend of mine who actually would take songs and he would take out really important parts to see if it would screw with people. And then he'd play it in his DJ sets. And I didn't think it would really affect many people, but when he played this, he took out all the feel-goods.
Oh.
So when it went boom, 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 like people were upset. Like they were like upset. So then they started screaming it. Oh God. Sorry, things changed and shifted. Camera was too hot. So yeah, it was just he was like constantly pulling out stuff because he thought it'd be funny to mess with people, like stuff that people expect. Not like bass drops, because that would make people straight up angry, but like little things that people would be like for instance, the bass line "Feel Good" goes boom at one point in time. It doesn't do it often. It's just like once or twice, but he removed that part too. And they were like, boom, 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 boom. Like they were just, what the fuck, man? You took on everything from that part. Yeah, see, you can't not say it. Okay, so yeah. That one's funny. Okay, so my next pick is Tool the Pot. Because you gotta admit, that whole song is great. So this bass line is just like, with everything, it works, like the tribal sounds and everything else, but the bass line is just so driving to it, and it's off time from the vocals, like just slightly. You don't notice it until you actually try and play it, which my band tried to do a cover of it, and we were like, oh crap, like it was just slightly off time in certain spots, you know?
I hold deep in muddy waters, you practically raised the dead. Rob the grave to snow the cradle, then burn the evidence.
I mean, it's just, I mean, and what sucks too is that literally without like a deep, rich bass headphones, which I wish I'd spent the extra $50 per headphones to get those, like you can't fully hear that low end because it's like that mid, highs, and low end on the bass, and it's like so full, it just drives you in. And this is that type of song where like if you are driving, you're like you feel like you're in a movie, and that's the soundtrack, the background to it, and you're like, it's just like that. That's what it feels like. It's just that type of bass line driving force of your existence is like, we're gonna get through this scene. Like that's what it feels like. So that's definitely on the list. So where are we at now? Is that what, 7? We just did 7.
So now we're on 7.
So now we're on 7. Okay, now this one was a sneaky song. Like, okay, so everybody always talked about when I was younger, like the Beatles is one of the best bands that have ever existed. And I've listened to a lot of Beatles songs, and I'm like, yeah, they're cool. It's more like background music for me. I'm sorry, I know that's gonna offend a crap ton of people.
Turn them off.
Yeah, right. And no, it's just everybody's got their own preferences. That's just a way of life, you know? And these are our top 10 favorite picks of ours, not like, of all history of all time, I decide what's the best song. That's not what we're saying. But one song that sneakily snuck in that I had not heard, like I had heard it a lot, and I was like, man, I love this song, but never thought to ever look up the artist, and it was the Beatles. And it was just really funny because I don't know why I never thought about it. And technically when I did realize, it was like a epiphany ping. It was like, yeah, of course that's the Beatles. Come together. I've heard that on commercials for forever, but it was the bass line that would draw me in. The bass line I would repeat and sing if I was playing a video game on the couch, if I was in the bathroom doing stuff, or if I was like about to go to sleep. I have sang this bass line just to relax. Like it's just that type of, but this bass line like literally just earworms into your head because it's like it takes over. And there's a part in the song too where, you know, everything else is happening, but it's almost like there's 2 bass lines. One that's like a harmony, but it's like a ghost line of the bass. I'll show it to you anyways. But yeah, this one haunts my dreams. See, you hear the 2 notes and it just hangs. Love it, man. I mean, that bass line just hangs, and it just, makes everything feel good and calm, and at the same time can haunt your mind. Like you're still singing it in your head while we're doing it.
It's just a
yeah, it's just such a beautiful. Yeah, it's just like it bends a little bit, just a little bit, and there's that secondary note that hangs off a little bit longer where it's like a woo, a harmony to it. It's a beautiful riff, man. Beautiful riff. Are you sure we're not at 10? We got 2 more. 7. That was 7. So 8, 9. No, 3 more. Okay, so now here's one. Yeah, okay. So there's one that I want you to hear that I know you haven't heard before.
In the background.
No, N.E.R.D. Michael Walden?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the artist name either.
It's okay. So the bass player on this, I don't know who it is, but N.E.R.D. Michael Walden is okay. So I'll explain this. So there's like, of my youth, there's a lot of like, I've listened to a lot of different types of music, like just from all walks of life. And my buddy who lived on the street behind me, or the street in front of us. Well, technically side, whatever. Anyways, but his dad had like a box of 45s, like just a box of just a crap ton of 45s, like random stuff. And this was one of them. And the bassist is playing like double note. They're ghost notes, but they're like so clean that it's just so pretty that you're kind of like, how the hell does this exist? How is he playing this so smoothly and professionally? I'm amazed. I don't know who the bass player is, and he may be unknown, but he should be well more known. Tell me that's not awesome. So many ghost notes in that little piece. But it's like, it's almost like he's hitting those ghost notes, and one, he actually hits a third. Like, dude, it's just a smooth song. Like, it's a very smooth song. I think it was like 1975 or 78 was on the 45, but yeah, it's just a smooth song. Like, it's N.E.R.D. Michael Walden, I Shoulda Loved Ya. Yeah, it is. But there was a lot of them. But yeah, it's just a really smooth song, and I think everybody really kind of needs to jam that one and listen to it. There's a lot of stuff in the 70s that came out. Like, a lot of funk came out where it was pretty dope. And it was really impressive, the talent and the skills. Like, for instance, I saw an interview where Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters and Nirvana literally confessed. He was like, oh, what was it? He ended up meeting one of his idol heroes. And what was it? I can't remember the band or the group that it was. I can't remember. But he saw him at a party, and this was an old school like 70s disco drummer. And he saw him and he goes, dude, I just want to confess, I've been ripping you off for years. And he was like, I know. And he was like, well, what he did was he took Nirvana, like all of the beats he said in Nirvana is disco beats. Like all of them. Like, what was it? Like, that is literally how a lot of 70s songs started, was he was like, move tonight. Like, that's one that does that. And in the price of life, I don't remember the words of the lyrics, but that's a great song, by the way. But yeah, I mean, like Earth, Wind and Fire, like just so many different bands, groups, disco, funk, all this stuff. Like, he said he took like so many friggin' beats from, and I'm like laughing my ass off. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. When I think about all of those songs, I'm like, the way they started, sometimes he would drum. Oh my goodness, he did like straight up rip off disco music. He made it cooler. But yeah, I'm not trying to knock disco, but well, to be honest, somebody needs to. No, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of good stuff that came out. I mean, oh man, oh, tell me I didn't just forget her name. Diana Ross. That's one. Oh, not Summerfield. What was her name? Not Summerfield. It's something like that. Oh, memory sucks. Anyways, but like bass lines, like don't just have to be like electric bass or whatever. They can be digital. They can be stand upright bass. Like a lot of the stuff from the Ink Spots. That's really good stuff. I mean, they started playing in the 50s and 60s. So there's a lot of really cool bass lines that can stick in your head and stay with you for a while. The next one we're going to pick is just because it's a song that will earworm itself into your dome and not let go for a very long time. BTS Dynamite.
What's the bass line in it?
You don't remember?
Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea and I'll get my ping pong. This is dead heavy.
That's a very, like without that bass leading it to the different sections, it wouldn't be hitting those 4-note pop progressions. It walks it up and walks it down every single time, and it's just in there. But if you were to take that out, that song would be way more boring. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, it would be way more boring because it gives more levels to it. When they're talking and their lyrical process is moving and the words that they're saying, you notice that the beginning of every third word is going to hit on a bass note. So it's leading that vocal to a quicker paced lyrical consonant. Consonant? No. Constant. Jeez. My mind. Anyways, but the bass and the vocals drive that song. Otherwise, it would just be a normal 4-note progression. Boom. 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 Like it would be boring, you know, and that's not the note progression. I was just making note progression. But like, but it drives it up and drives it down the whole time. It's one of those things that song sticks in your head though. You can't get it out of your head.
Oh no, that song definitely.
It sticks in your head. It doesn't come out. It stays there and it pays rent. That's just the way it is.
But there's one I just thought of.
What?
I know you said 10. We'll make this an honorable mention.
No, we haven't hit 10 yet.
Oh, okay.
Still one more. I did have one.
Temptations, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
That's a good one. Okay.
And it's just simple.
I love that. I love that ethereal sound they put on it. Yeah, we're probably gonna get stopped if we play anymore. But yeah, that it's definitely a basis, and it kind of gives. I love how the hat's in there. It kind of gives me, because of the hat and that bass line, it makes me feel like it's the opening theme to a detective show. Papa Rolling Stone, the detective. And it's just like I feel like that's what it is. Like it's an opening theme to it. Man, Temptations played for a long time, man. They were one of the only ones that could keep playing, though, from the 50s and 60s era that just kept going. The Ink Spots broke up. They didn't keep playing in the 60s and 70s. Well, I guess they kept playing the 60s, but definitely not 70s. You could tell that they hit the 70s and here that came out in the 70s. There's no way that came out in the 60s or 50s. No, there is no way.
I don't remember. I'm just looking it up. I didn't even say anything.
The tone of the guitar, there's no way it was played before 70. I'm going to say mid 70s.
72.
Boom. Close to mid.
But that's when it was released. They might have recorded in the 60s. I don't know.
No, they recorded in the 70s. In 1970, that's when they recorded it. Or 1971, that's when they recorded it. There's no way it came out before that. Okay, so we have that. Seeing that's exactly what our thing is. Okay, so there's honorable mentions because there's so many. Like, there's so many. Even while we were doing this thing and we had to stop because the camera's cool and we were coming up with other ones like Gnarls Barkley.
And then the Billie Eilish.
Gnarls Barkley, Crazy, and doom, boom, 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 boom. I'm just, it's a perfect freaking bass line. Simple, effective. Lose my mind. I'm about that place. I love that dude's voice. His control and his falsetto is amazing. We got to do that song next. You gotta finish it. You can't not say it. I think you're crazy. Yeah. Billie Eilish, Bad Guy was another one. Which, by the way, I do note that it sounds, that bass line transcends. It sounds a lot like another one we're about to mention. Or Lowrider. Because honestly, if you don't, Bad Guy, and Bad Guy also kind of sounds like Feel Good. I'm the bad guy. Because if you just went bad guy, boom, 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 bad guy, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, that's another good one. And then of course the bass master of all, Geddy Lee. Rush, YYZ. What? I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Then, of course, another good one is Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of. Killing in the name of. It does not sound like what I told you. And then Tool Schism. We did that one before. I think we.
I'm just laughing at sounds and face you making.
Pieces bit. I watch some. Okay, so here's the crazy part. Like, there's a song that I didn't want to like, but it earwormed into my head. It's not in my heart. It's not in my it's not in my top 10. Because don't get me wrong, I respect the singer and the musicians. His vocal tone was not something that was real on par with me. It wasn't until Lords of Leon that I respected it a little bit more, because their vocal tones are somewhat closer. And then I saw the way he writes and plays and stuff, and I was like, oh, he's a real musician. But it's just when the song came out at that point in time, I wasn't in a good place to be listening to that style. And I was mad that I kept remembering it and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And that was White Stripes, 7 Nation Army. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit. That was not a good idea. And then I brought it off.
I know the bass line. Didn't know who sang it.
Anyways, but like, yeah, there's so many great bass lines that can get stuck in your head and you can't get rid of. Vernon Birch, Fun City is a great one. That's a fun one. Of course, you can look in Funkadelic area of time, like the 70s. There's so many. There's so many. I mean, the whole decade is just funk bass lines and amazing bass players. I mean, the first time I ever saw like a bass player like go off like crazy was a DVD of Victor Wooten live. And I watched that and went, how does that happen? How does that work? I'm like, what the his fingers are like snappy. Like he's just doing ghost notes, using multiple fingers. I'm like, I expected to see he had witch nails, like the way he was doing stuff, you know? Like doing the muted and the harmonics, and I'm like, how is this happening? Like, it was just insane, dude. It was insane. I was like, this is amazing. It's amazing. And you can look at amazing bass players like Tool, and you can look at bass players for like Dream Theater and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of talented bass players that exist now. Check out Dead Letter Circus in Australia. That dude, like, he almost makes like a double kick blast beat, but with his fingers doing it on the bass, and like he's able to like do all this crazy, like you're playing drums on the bass, man. And he's not slapping him with his fingers like that, or when they use the long sticks. I can't remember the artist that did that, but no, he's literally like, I'm like, dude, you got to have some finger control for that. It's not like a guitar where they're all together and you can strum or pick or no, that's some heavy strings with heavy gauges that you got to literally thumb and hold hard to make that sound perfectly resonant. But yeah. Oh, there's so many bass players that are amazing out there. I don't have time to mention them, and we only had top 10, so I think we did way more than top 10 technically. There's so many more we talked about. So what's the next
top 10 we're gonna do?
Guitar riffs. Maybe we should take it by genre. That'd be a little bit easier, because if we do it by the, I mean, it's hard. There's so many stuff. Nate Dogg had some great bass lines in his stuff. Timbaland has some great bass lines in his stuff. Justin Timberlake had a lot of songs that had amazing bass lines. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, see, I mean, I don't even have to say it. You know exactly what song I'm talking about. Yeah. So it's like, why I made this video? Because I want to talk about it. I like bass lines, and bass players don't get enough credit, man.
Ever.
Ever. Like ever. They're a joke, which is like, you know, bass player. What do you call a bass player doesn't have a girlfriend? Homeless. Like just FUBAR stuff, like always biting at bass players. I'm like, bass players are foundational, man. Without them and the drummer, your music sucks. Well, unless you're Oliver Anthony, because he did very successful with just him and a guitar. Or no, was it a mandolin? I don't remember now. Anyways, okay, guys, better health, better wealth, my friends. Have a great day, and check out next week's episode where we do stuff.
Don't make it awkward.